it's where people are today, and I'm looking at both of these sides, and they both don't sound the same to me.
What do you think is the number one issue facing Black America right now?
The economy. The economy, the border's pretty big, but jobs, security in our communities right now, but definitely the economy.
I talk to folks in the barbershop all the time, people just like my family members, and they said back in the Trump days, the businesses were flourishing. They felt like they could go to the grocery store and everything wasn't inflated. Are you hearing those same type of talks around the people that you're around?
I am. So just the other day in Milwaukee was listed as one of the highest rent increase areas. So people are talking about how much rent is and food costs, and the wages are not going up, but everything else is going up. We just passed a huge referendum in our public schools. That's going to hit everybody, even the renters who say, well, I'm a renter, so that doesn't affect me. I would say, well, contrary to your belief, who do you think the landlord is going to have to raise the rent on? So everybody's affected by this.
People trying to get their first homes, experiencing the same thing. Brother, thank you so much for joining me today.
Move the needle. So moving the needle is trying to get as many people to start looking at the other side. And we just want to move the needle. We don't have to win Milwaukee. We don't have to win the county. But we just move the needle, and we can win the state.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. Thank you, brother. All right, listen, I was talking earlier with some folks, and they were telling me about the young children that they have, and going to the grocery store and how it's hitting them on a day-to-day basis. And then they finally have the opportunity to send them to college, and they don't feel comfortable with paying for college for other folks as well.
We scrimped and saved for all those years to get our kids to college and go out with no loans, and now that the prospect of paying someone else's loans is not sitting well with us.
What would you say is the most pressing issue facing the country?
I would say inflation. It's at the grocery store, every time you go to buy food, bread, eggs, milk, everything has gone up so high. So I think that hits us personally a lot right now.
Thank you so much. Let's talk about Wisconsin right now. And you see the protests happening, but you also see the economy. When you see some of the video that I had earlier, talking with these college students, and they're denying what happened on October the 7th. What goes through your mind?
I just don't understand how they can do that. You know, it's just, it's very confusing to me. So, I mean, from what we've learned about the World War II and all the stuff that Jewish people have gone through, and then to see that happen on October 7th is just awful. So,
such a good point. Lastly, guys, I want y'all to talk with this one mom. She was at home, wasn't concerned about politics. The pandemic hits, and she figured out what was happening in the classroom, and now she's an activist with Moms for Liberty. What got you involved with the movement?
Absolutely, yes. So during COVID, I was home with my kids a lot more, had a little bit of a break from work, and saw them struggling, and had a little bit more time to get involved with schools. And then I saw that the education system was struggling, and we needed to make some changes. So.
Do you think moms are going to show up in a big way to let their voices be heard in the next election?
Absolutely, yes. And I see some great things here in Wisconsin and Illinois, where I'm from, where a lot of people are taking positions and starting to make some changes and speaking up.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And she even brought her daughter. Didn't even have to do a lot of convincing. Look at that pancake right there. She's going to have a good time today. All right, Carly, I know you have some headlines for us. So I'll send it to you.
Yeah, pancakes.